Hello, my friends. It's Missy Gordon, the Metamystic here. I'm going to do a special full lunar eclipse in the sign of Taurus reading for you. We're going to do a Celtic cross today. I want to share something that I was shown right before I started this reading. We're just going to shuffle while I talk about it. It was kind of like we were in Greece. And I say we because there is a group, a collective, standing on this beautiful kind of marble balcony overlooking the water, right? We were observing this. We as the collective were observing this water. What we were observing was a sort of tornado in the water. Like it was coming from underneath the water. There was an energy. It was circling like this. There was an energy in the water, and it was gaining momentum. It was gaining traction, and I saw people shuffling cards. I saw people with pendulums. I saw people sitting there like meditating, seeing things. I saw people painting. I saw people dancing and singing and expressing all of what they were seeing with this energetic conglomeration, this energetic thing happening in the water. And water is symbolic for emotions, for psychic ability, for spirit, right? And we're all standing on this balcony observing this whole thing happening, right? And as this kind of water tornado becomes so large, so filled with energy, so filled with emotion, so filled with power, so filled to the point where it starts to become this wave. And as it becomes the wave, we're able to peer inside of that wave. And it's kind of like, imagine like if you're Moses walking through the Red Sea. It's like you have this pathway through the wave, and you can look on both sides and you can see what's inside. You have this unique opportunity to see what's inside of the waves, what's inside of the water. And we were seeing what was in there, and it was charged. It was spiritually charged with all sorts of emotions. I saw people crying. I saw people like panicked. I saw people just... It was an intense flurry of emotions. And some of us that were on the balcony, it was like our spirits began to be pulled into this wave. It was like I saw people like, for lack of a better way to put it, it's like, and I saw the rest of the collective say, no, as someone was pulled into that wave, enveloped in the wave. And we all kind of joined together and locked hands so that nobody else could be pulled into the wave. Okay. Welcome to this lunar eclipse. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Nine of Swords just flew out. But it's in the reverse. So we can reverse this because we have soul family here. That's who the collective is that I'm speaking to. We're soul family. We're connected. We're, people who want to be part of the solution, right? We want to turn our frowns upside down. We want to help, we want to help people, right? That's who I'm speaking to. One more shuffle and then we're going to get going. I'm going to do a Celtic cross here. All right. Justice at the bottom of the deck. This is the grand rebalancing of things. We are going to see how to be part of the solution in this time. And that's what Spirit's showing. But, for those of us who feel like this and are like, yeah, all that spirit talk on, I don't really give a shit about all that. I just want to be okay. I just want to be safe. I want to feel better. I get that. I feel this way too. And I'm just going to be honest with you. Because some days I'm like, I am connected to the infinite source. And then other days I'm just like, can I just like have a minute to like have a break? Can I just like scroll on my phone? I wish I had a gum as a prop right now. Can I just like chill on my phone? Like, I'm sick of this shit. I'm really sick of this shit. So I get it. But let's start. Let's see what's coming out first. There's that water, baby. There she is. Is that Ace of Cups, though? But that's the thing. It's like the swarm, and I'm going to put it that way, the swarm of emotions. Is the word swarm, does that have a positive connotation or a negative? Kind of like the plagues in Egypt. That was another thing that I saw coming through back to my minister days. It had this feeling. It was like a swarm. Imagine a swarm of mosquitoes all around you, right? We don't want to get caught in the wave. We want to become the wave or envelop the wave in a greater wave, if that makes sense. If we that are up on the balcony become this wave of love, it's like I'm seeing two waves. I'm seeing a double wave. I'm seeing the wave that I described, the swarm, the emotions, the fear, the panic of the world. It's just the state of the world. That's what the wave represented in that vision that I shared with you. But what I'm seeing now is a counter wave. It's like a counterpoint. You remember that song Point Counterpoint by Streetlight Manifesto? Let me know if anybody likes ska. That's a throwback to like high school for me. But anyways, this is like a counterpoint. There's the first wave, which looked freaking huge. I'm going to be honest with you. It's pretty freaking intimidating. But it's like we're that second wave that envelops the wave. Love is it's the most powerful vibration of all. It can envelop anything. It can calm any storm. This shows me, this is like the rescuers who come in after a storm. Like, remember Katrina, for example? It's like all those people come swarming in, and I guess this is where the positive connotation of swarm, I guess my spirit guides are correcting me that there can be a positive to this. Swarming into the scene to like help with the damage, to help with the wreckage. And I'm not saying like, oh, this eclipse is so bad. It's just the energy in the world. We don't have to do a reading to know that the world is kind of in a heightened state of like panic. And it's interesting as I'm looking over at my other cards in front of me. Let me show you the two cards that I'm seeing. The Ace of Cups and the Six of Cups. This is like soul family. This is like high vibrational love, right? All right, let's keep going. We're coming in with the counter wave. I don't feel like talking about the fucking counter wave. I just want to scroll on my phone. I don't want to go in and help. I get it. Let's keep going. Yep. This is wave one. This is wave two. This is how I'm seeing it. This is wave one. This is like all that of all the people's emotions. But really all this is just training for us. This is like training day, right? Okay. Four of Wands in the root here, in the foundation. Freedom, right? That's that freedom energy that's been trying to come through in this time as a whole. It's like we just want to be free. Let's just use this as an example. People want to be free in their jobs. This is why like remote work has become more popular, for example. People want to be free, right? It's kind of like Tim Ferriss' 4-Hour Work Week, if you've ever read that. I've read that multiple times, and I've gleaned a lot of knowledge from Tim Ferriss. The concept of a 4-hour work week is like, why are we doing all this work when we can get something done in 4 hours? Four of Wands. It's like people are saying, why do I have to go sit at a desk 4 hours of the day? I'm kind of chewing gum, right? And, your boss wouldn't want to know that, but it's like you could finish that work not only remotely, right? but you can do it in 4 hours instead of 8. It's that sort of vibe. It's like we're looking for freedom, and we're part of the freedom bringer team. Whether we know it or not, if you were born in today's world, you're either wave 1 or wave 2. That's kind of how I'm seeing it. And even Dolores Cannon talks about the waves of volunteers, if you're curious about looking more into that sort of information. Dolores Cannon. That's all I'll say there. Okay, so let's see here. In our recent past, we have the 8 of Cups. And, we just had that partial solar eclipse in Scorpio, right? So there could have been a work that began in you in the first eclipse. Now we're on to the second one. So this, we already started this work back at the Scorpio eclipse, is what I'm seeing this card as. Whether we realized it or not, we don't have to be conscious of any of this. I'm spit flying. Back to my minister days, praise the Lord. We don't have to be aware or conscious of any of this stuff. I was not aware of any of this stuff. I have been a prophetic person since my first memories, right? And yet, being a part of the church, I didn't understand, like, the transits. I didn't, so things like, what's happening with these eclipses and what's happening on the bigger, like, more generational planets that are happening right now, I had no idea about any of that stuff. I was told that was all from the devil, bless God, right? What I'm saying is, we don't need to be aware of it for it to be real. Right? It was real all that time, and now it's like I'm just connecting the dots. It's like all this information that was always there, it's like it's being revealed. That's part of what's happening. The veil is being lifted more and more every generation, right? By the aliens, by God, whoever, whatever, right? Oh, man. All right. If I haven't already been canceled enough by my Christian community. All right, let's see what's in our headspace. The 7 of Swords. I think we feel like we're being duped, and so we're cloaking ourselves as well. We feel like it's kind of an unsafe time, right? For lack of a better way to put it. We feel like it's kind of unsafe out here with the 7 of Swords. And I mean, what is this guy really doing? Is he just a sneaker? He's just a little sneaker? Or is he going into the enemy's camp here? This is very, like, biblical. This is the sort of stuff. I'm trying to think, with David, it was like, what was that story where, help me remember, Spirit. It was, David said something like, he prayed this prayer because the village got pillaged and everybody was killed. And he said something like, when everything's lost, Lord, I'm just paraphrasing, my eyes stay on you. It was about strength. It was like my point in saying that is when that wave of emotions comes, the first wave that we talked about that we're all observing, it puts us into this position of we need to be on guard. We need a strategy here with the 7 of Swords. We need to protect ourselves when really, if we can just rally together, we don't need to be afraid, is my point. We don't need to be afraid. We can join together even energetically. I don't ever have to meet you. We don't ever have to be in the same room. We can just energetically, right? We can connect. Right? So it's like this strategy that we're trying to form in our minds. We're trying to figure out what the hell is going on because of all this chaos around us. There's nothing wrong with the 7 of Swords. He's taking those 5 swords so that they can't hurt him, right? And if we go in with a group, it's kind of like how, it's all relative. It's all the way you look at it, with which angle you look at it. we're observing that first wave with that swell of emotions here with the Seven of Swords. Like, we're observing that happening. What is the solution to that? It would be going back to this middle card here, in my opinion, with that second wave. Love is always going to be more powerful than destruction, than deception, right? It is the highest vibrational. I don't even want to say the highest, the best. It's the most intelligent, too. Right? It's not just about like lovey-dovey, like let's hug a tree. And I love that too, right? With our tree here. I'm a tree hugger. I get it. But this is also a high level of strategic. This is like war strategy. This is not a joke, people's lives. You know what I'm saying? This is not a joke, people's lives. But to bring it back around, it's like, what do we really want? What do we want? Freedom. When do we want it? Now. Okay, so let's see what's coming in the near future for us. 6 of Wands, baby. 6 of Wands. Thank God. Thank God. Can I get an amen? 6 of Wands on... Can I get an amen on the 6 of Wands? This is what's coming. Because we began this work back at the Scorpio eclipse, right? And that's what's bringing us success now, is because we began this work. And, it's not only recent. It's something that we've probably been working on unbeknownst to us for a long time, because this is in our foundation, the desperate desire for freedom, right? So let's see what's coming next. The 4 of Pentacles is kind of how we're showing up here. Yeah, in a protective stance, protecting our finances, protecting our families, protecting our hearts. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but we do want to remember that with these 2 4s here, that this is what we're looking for. We're not looking just to protect ourselves. We're looking to be free, right? That's as simple as all this is. We're looking to be free with these 2 4s. But, there's a time and a place. If trigger warning, if bombs are going off and we're behind the sandbags, that would be a time to duck and take cover, right? We're not going to go out wearing our bikinis out in the middle of the war. There's a time and a place, but we shouldn't get trapped in this, is all I'm trying to say. Let's not get trapped in this, with this 4 as well at the bottom here. We don't want to get trapped in a state of we're just protecting ourselves. It's kind of like the Great Depression sort of a vibe. It's like we've had to protect ourselves because we've been in a frenzy emotionally in the world, right? All we've got to do to just, it's kind of like tilling the ground. When the ground gets too hard to plant new seeds, we just have to come in with that tilling, which it could be part of what's happening with this wave. It could be a tilling process that we're going through. It's kind of like, and now this is our counterpoint to that, like we talked about. Now it's time to water that soil with this, with love, with joy, with hope, with freedom, right? That's the goal. We have to just keep cycling back. We have to keep bringing it back. Like, when you're in meditation, it's like, and your thoughts go off, it's like you just gently bring it back to the point, the reason, the why. We can protect ourselves for a time, but let's not stay here, is my point. Let's not stay here. Okay. In our environment, we have the King of Cups. It's very good to surround yourself with stable people who are stable emotionally, who are able to weather the storms at this time. I feel like this is more the advice for the environment. It's saying, be around people like this, even if it's just online, right? We don't even have to know people. We can just let their energy fill our homes, fill our cars, put through our ears, through our minds, right? Just let their words, their podcasts we can connect with people who are stable like this, because this is what we need to get through these storms, is to be emotionally stable, like the King of Cups, where, you know, there's waves all around him. Like there's big wave theme in this reading, all these waves around the King of Cups, but he's just sitting there very secure in himself. He's the one who comes in and, you know, when everybody's rushing into the Katrina scene, all the rescuers are coming in and the King of Cups is saying everything's going to be all right. Or he's the one who, before we go in, let's take it into a different context. Say we're in the locker room before we're going to play a basketball game, right? And the whole team is in the room. This is the coach. And he's saying to them, everybody, we're going to do great today. Everything's going to be awesome. Like, we are just going to dominate this game. We're going to win. We're going to come out victorious. And, you know, typically I wouldn't attribute that sort of a coach energy to the King of Cups. But in this dynamic with the Ace of Cups here, this is his arena, is the Ace of Cups. He is the master of emotions. So you want the King of Cups in a high emotions situation when there's the swelling of the waves all around us and we're kind of like going under the wave. It's the King of Cups who's looking at you from the top of the water, and as your hand reaches out, he grabs your hand and pulls you back up onto the dry land. That's the King of Cups in this scenario. And those are the sorts of people we want to surround ourselves